Hey everybody, we got a box of nickels we're gonna hunt. We got the nickel cup here. It is time. Game on. Hey, this is James and you're watching my channel, Coinroll Hunter, and I got a fresh box of Canadian nickels. It looks like a good assortment of customer wrapped rolls. We got those plastic rolls, we got different kinds of paper rolls. Nothing crazy on the ends. There's a like an 80s, perhaps 70s, 80s Elizabeth. But you never know what's going to be inside these rolls. We're looking for some old stuff. We're hoping to get some King George V and maybe early Elizabeth so we can fill some spots in our album. We just got to dig in and see what we can find. Well, we're going to have a fast start right off the bat in roll number one. I always do an edge check when I'm holding the coins. I didn't really see this one until I was just slapping it down here, but there is a 12-sided edge, so we will have an earlier Elizabeth. This one is a 1962. That is really cool. We can check that one for the double date variety. Let's see, get it under the scope and see. There it is, and that date looks pretty clean. What we would be looking for is some kind of a line at the bottom of the 1 and at the 2 here. That double date was re-engraved dies, and it didn't quite match up, so we saw some differences in the dates. This is not it, but that's a 62. We got an early laureate portrait for the board right away. And you can see that US edge that's just a little further back there too, so we'll see what that is. Our first foreign, it's an American, and it's a 1985 out of Denver. Same roll, and have a look at this 1978. That is a beauty. That might be an album upgrader. We'll hold that aside for sure, and we'll be checking all of them at the end to see if we can upgrade any spots in our Lighthouse Vista Nickel album. Roll number 2 looks like it might have several Americans, and that's really common here just north of the border. There is a 1973, and I can see behind here we maybe have 1 or 2. We'll see. This one could be a bit older. Nope, just a 1989. And a newer design right back here. This one is a 2011 Philadelphia. Roll number 4, and there is a nice one right there. 1967 Centennial of Confederation with the hair on it. Always nice to see the rabbit. Edge check on roll number 5. Can you spot the 12-sided edge? We're going to have an older coin in this one too. Okay, let's take a peek and see what we got here. Oh, and it is an oldie. We got a 1950 King George VI. That is an incredible find, a 1950 in the box. Roll number 6, and we've got a low mint 1991 Canadian nickel here. That is a good find for the board. I just rolled down number 17, and I think you can see it here. Another oldie. It's going to be Elizabeth. We'll see what year this is going to be. It's a 1961. Roll number 23, and we're going to have something here as I just laid it down. Another 12-sided edge, and it's going to be another 1961. First coin of roll number 14, and it is a 1990, and we can see really clearly without even magnification, this is not the bare belly. We can see all that fur in the belly, so this is actually a pretty decent looking 1990. Maybe I'll set it aside and see if it might upgrade in our book, but it's not going to be that really cool bare belly deteriorated or over-polished die. Same roll. Here is a double date commemorative. This is Canada's sesquicentennial, 125 years of Confederation with the double date 1867 to 1992. And we've got that crowned portrait of the Queen on the obverse. Roll 28, we've got a 1996 under the scope, and this appears to be the far 6. That 6 is far away from the D. We're always looking for that attached 6 error where there's a die chip between the D and the 6. Not this time. Same roll, we've got another American. This is actually our 15th US. This one is going to be a 2007 Philadelphia. I think I see 1 or 2 more in here as well. I'm not bringing you in for all of them because it's very common to get lots of Americans, but I will let you know if we see something interesting. We're in roll number 30, and I'm just starting to go through this, and I didn't spot it right away and by the edge, but we have another older one. It is a nice looking one. This one is a beautiful 1960. Look at that. That looks to be in almost uncirculated condition. That is gorgeous. In fact, that looks like it's in completely uncirculated condition. So does that mean we might find others in here? Could we find a collection dump? That would be incredible. That might very well be an upgrade to our album. Look at that. Well, so far nothing else of note in that roll, except we've got this 1989 that has a very gold tinge to it. It looks to have been treated with something, perhaps. I wasn't sure by the edge. It looked very gold, and the whole face of the coin has the same kind of coloring. I'm not sure what that is. Let me know if you can think about why this might be. Well, my roll count's going to be off by a little bit because a couple of rolls had fallen down in the box and I didn't see. So we're probably at roll number 29 right now. But we got another beauty. This is a gorgeous looking 1971 in fantastic shape. Look at that. Likely another upgrader. That's an amazing find. Same roll, a pretty nice looking 1975. So I'm hoping we've stumbled into something here. But this one is another one we'll check. Still in that roll, we can see a bit of an older edge here. We've got an older Elizabeth. It's going to be a 63 or 64. It's a 1963. Roll 32, and I checked for sure. We're definitely at roll 32. And we're going to have another one. It's a damaged one. It's going to be a 1964. No extra waterline die crack by the designer's initials. Very next roll, another one that I missed. This one is a 1962. We can check it for the double date. And there it is under the scope, and no sign of that doubling at the base of the 2 or the 1, so not the double date. Roll 36, we've got a year 2000 here, and when I flip it over, it has the P composition mark, and that is a lower mintage coin, and it's in great condition. That's a cool find. And speaking of nice condition coins, just a few coins back, we've got a gorgeous 1969, really nice condition. That could be an upgrader for sure. Roll 43, we've got another Elizabeth here. This one is going to be a 64. Roll 48, we're going to have another 1964, and I saw at the end on American, this is going to be our 32nd US. This one a 1992, and that is going to be a Philadelphia. Roll 49, we're going to have another something here. Bit of a dark edge, but 12-sided. You can just see that it's about the 6th coin in. Let's take a peek and see what we got. It's another 1950s, a 53. Let's take a closer look. Okay, we've got it under the scope, and there are two different things we can be looking for here. One is that, is it a shoulder fold or no shoulder fold? And you can see the shoulder looks pretty clear. I don't see the shoulder fold line, but we can always check by looking at the letters. And the I in Di Gratia here has the serif font. This is the no shoulder fold. And both the shoulder fold and no shoulder fold are common, but there is a rare variety, and it's a near or far, and it has to do with how close or how far the maple leaf is from the rim of the coin. And you can see there's not much of a rim here. And what we're going to have here is the far maple leaf, and that's the common one. The near one, this leaf is going to be snugged right almost touching the denticle, and that is the rare or definitely uncommon variety. So we've got a no shoulder fold, far maple leaf, and that's a common one. But it's a good find in our hunt. Okay, we got roll number 50 here. We're going to at least get one more US nickel, and this one looks to be a newer design, and it's going to be a 2016 P. We'll put that over here with the rest of our US nickels. That looks to be our 33rd. So we'll see if we've got anything else in here worth looking at. Otherwise, we'll look at what we've got in a wrap-up. Well, we're going to have at least one more thing to look at here. It's another laureate portrait in pretty decent condition. It's another 1964, no extra waterline on that one. That's going to be our 5th 1964 of this box. Okay, I got everything lined up here. We did pretty well with our nickel cup. It's about half full. That's better than the average. We ended up with 33 US nickels. Again, a bit better than our average. In the miscellaneous finds, we got this 1989 that kind of has a bit of a gold tinge on it. Not sure what's all happening there. I have a small collection of nicer coins. We'll just check against the album. But particularly noteworthy, this 1969 and this 1971 are in really great condition. So those ones I'm hoping are going to upgrade the album.
We got a couple of lower mid, that 2000p and that 1991. Those are good finds. In our Elizabeth Laureate portrait years, we've got a 60, a beautiful 1960 actually. Let's get a closer look at that one. A couple of 61s, a couple of 62s, a 63, and we got 5 1964s. And in the Tiara portrait, we got a couple of really nice 1967s with the bunny on it. Always good to see those. Our best and oldest finds of the hunt, though, were this 1950 King George VI and this 1953 no shoulder fold. I didn't mention it, but the cool thing about this one is that this is composed of steel with nickel plating. So nickel was in demand at this point in time, so they weren't using nickel for everything. So this was actually in pretty decent shape because of the steel composition of these. They often tend to rust. So you can see some marks. If we left this out to the elements, we'd probably get rusting on it. So this is a good addition. I don't think we have this one for the album, but speaking of the album, we're going to check that right now and see if we have any additions and any upgrades, and I think we might. All right, we've got our Lighthouse Vista album out here, and we made some progress. As we knew, we added that 1953 no shoulder fold, so that's great. And we did have a sweet update. That 1960 is gorgeous, and that upgraded the one we had in here. That other one we had, that 1971, it didn't upgrade. It was by and large the same as the one we already had in here. You can see we've got a good one in there. So I just rolled that up with my BU 1970s or my AU 1970s, whatever you prefer. But this album is looking good. We're at 85 of 119 spots. We still have lots of spots available in the early years, and especially the King George V years. We've got one, but this album is looking really good. It looks better every time we add or upgrade a coin. So I really hope you enjoyed that video where we did a nickel hunt and album fill. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Many of you aren't subscribed, so please take a moment to do that now so you can see when I've got new videos. I have new videos coming out all the time. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.